From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
And here we go. Let's begin with Exact Track 40 radar tonight as rain moves into Metro Detroit. The forewarned weather team tracking how the rain will impact your morning commute. Thanks so much for joining us at 11. I'm Ty Steele. Let's get right over to forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman in for Kim Adams tonight. Brian, you were saying this is not going to be severe. Is that still the case at this hour?
Yeah, we are done with the threat of any kind of severe weather now that the cold front rolled through about 3 to 4 hours earlier than we were anticipating. But now we are socked in with light to moderate and even some heavy rain in some places, especially from Wayne County down into Monroe County. Let's go in here and look at some of this rain, especially working into Wayne County. We've been hearing some of that at the station here within the past 30 to 45 minutes. So Hamtramck up toward downtown Detroit, down I-75, River Rouge to Riverview, as well as Trenton, even over toward Metro Airport, Romulus, Plymouth, and Canton, seeing some light to moderate rain. Going down into Monroe County tonight, we're looking down toward Rockwood, Estro Beach, as well as Monroe, seeing some light to moderate rain here in the oranges and reds. Either way we slice it, you're going to need to keep the umbrella handy as we go through the rest of the overnight and as you head out the door early tomorrow morning. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. We are socked in with some much needed rain as we've worked into the late evening hours tonight. 61 here in downtown Detroit, 67 over in Ann Arbor, 64 in Pontiac, and still 70 down in Monroe. The cold front pulling off to the east from this afternoon into this evening. Despite high pressure building in behind it, we will keep the wet weather with us through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. We're down into the 60s out the door tomorrow morning, only into the 70s tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk about when we get a break from the rain and then a look at the weekend. Details in your full forewarned forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, you said it was coming, and it did. Thank you, Brian. Breaking news right now from the White House tonight, where President Donald Trump issued a travel ban to the U.S. from a dozen countries, and they include nations like Libya, Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Iran. The president's new travel ban also includes partial restrictions from 7 additional countries. The ban does not apply to permanent residents of the U.S. or travelers with existing visas. We'll continue to follow this story on TV and online. And now we go to our other top story tonight. The woman at the center of the Michigan State University coaching scandal that got Mel Tucker fired from his $90 million contract is once again speaking out. This time it's against school officials who she accuses of leaking her name during the investigation. You might remember it well, the case of Brenda Tracy. Victor Williams spoke to her tonight and has more on her story. Victor, this is a pretty lengthy lawsuit.
Yeah, Ty, it is indeed. We're talking about over 50 pages, and inside, Brenda Tracy is actually saying that her life is still being affected, all because she wasn't protected during the investigation.
I'm seeking accountability for the harm that's been done to me. I mean, it was more than just Mel Tucker.
Brenda Tracy speaking to Local 4 on the newly filed 51-page lawsuit aimed at MSU's Board of Trustees, along with 2 board members specifically claiming they leaked her name during the investigation of the Mel Tucker sexual harassment allegations.
My name was leaked. I've been shamed, defamed. I was victim blamed. I mean, it just is insanity, like what has happened.
Tracy says even to this day she's still feeling the effects of negativity linked to her name as a result. Originally, she thought her name would have been kept under wraps.
I wanted the process to play out the way that it's supposed to, and I wanted MSU to do what they were supposed to be doing.
But during the early days of the investigation, she says she had no choice but to come forward herself as rumors started to fly left and right.
I held firm for as long as I could. I did not want to come forward. But then right before I went public with USA Today, people knew it was me. It was out. The media knew. It was only a matter of time.
The lawsuit also claims the school should have addressed some of the more negative comments that Tracy received after she was forced to come forward. On top of looking for punitive damages, Tracy's hoping that other schools and universities can learn from the suit as well.
I hope that the judgment is such that it sends a message to other institutions that you need to be more intentional and careful with survivor stories and cases.
And of course, we did reach out to MSU to get their side of the story, but at this point in time, the institution is only saying no comment. Live tonight, Victor Williams, Local 4. Back to you, Ty.
Victor, I get a sense that Brenda Tracy is not letting any of this sway her.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's not letting happen at all. She's saying that she's not going to stop until it's clear that other people in her position will not end up with this happening.
All right, Victor Williams, thank you. Detroit police arrested 4 armed men after an officer saw a violent assault on the city's west side. This was around 10:30 this morning. The officer was on Prevost, north of Grand River Avenue. That's when he saw the men approach another man on his porch before assaulting him with a handgun. The suspects then barricaded themselves inside a nearby home, refusing to come out until a special response team got there.
This was a concerted effort by the 6 and 8 precincts along with the Metropolitan Division. And I am thoroughly convinced that today this officer's actions prevented a shooting.
The suspects were taken into custody. The victim is recovering in the hospital and is expected to be okay. The motive behind the assault is still under investigation. A major drug bust in Metro Detroit today. Police tracked down a convicted killer, now accused of dealing deadly drugs. The County of Macomb Enforcement Team, or COMET, moved in on 2 Detroit locations today. This after getting tips about drug deals happening in Roseville. Inside, investigators found more than 70 grams of fentanyl, 9 grams of crack cocaine, as well as methamphetamine. Detectives also recovered 3 guns, a taser, and body armor. Investigators say the suspect is a convicted felon with a previous second-degree murder conviction. No word yet on new charges, but we'll keep you posted. A Chinese national accused of smuggling a dangerous plant pathogen into the U.S. by way of Detroit Metro Airport is scheduled for a court hearing tomorrow. 33-year-old Yoon King Jan is set to face a judge for a bond hearing. Prosecutors say she and her boyfriend smuggled a, quote, potential agro-terrorism weapon into the United States. It's a fungus that can cause disease in plants like corn, rice, and barley, as well as hurt humans and animals. An FBI affidavit says the two say they plan to study it at a University of Michigan lab, but it doesn't say why. The couple is now facing multiple charges, including conspiracy. Consumers Energy wants to raise your electric bills again, this time by $436 million a year. And this follows a $154 million increase just approved 2 months ago. So if this latest rate hike takes effect in May of next year, it could increase your electricity bill by 13%, the largest rate hike in decades. But Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel is fighting back, calling this a case of corporate greed. But can she really stop this rate hike from happening? I sat down with the AG earlier today. Watch. What specifically concerns you the most about this $436 million request to raise rates?
Literally everything is concerning about this. They are pricing customers out of the market. I mean, we already have people who call us and email us on a daily basis to say, I can't afford to pay my electric bill now. I'm certainly not going to be able to afford it in the event there's yet another increase.
What can you realistically do to stop this latest request to raise rates again?
I can never predict what the Public Service Commission is going to do, just like I can never predict what any judge is going to do. All I can do is try my hardest and be the best advocate I can be and present the best case to the Michigan Public Service Commission that we possibly can as to why this rate increase is unwarranted.
Attorney General Nessel is vowing to scrutinize the proposal for wasteful spending and protect Michigan ratepayers. She says customers have yet to see any results from the last rate hike a few months ago, that $154 million we mentioned. I also asked the Attorney General about 2 other controversial topics she is working on right now. We'll have all of that tomorrow night on Local 4 at 6 o'clock.